Alright, time to address the elephant in the room. Most of you have subscribed to the channel because you've seen us teaching you the tricks from Detroit Become Human, the game that has become such a huge hit. And even now, every day I'm getting comments on that particular video, and I thought I can elaborate a little bit and maybe teach you a trick or two with the coin and also answer your questions at the end.
You're starting to piss me off with that coin, Connor.
So I'm going to be talking about the size of the coin that you would want to use. I'm going to be talking about how to roll the coin on the knuckles of your fingers and teaching you a very neat coin trick as well that is using the same principle that is used in the muscle pass.
Learn it now.
Right, when I speak about the video game, the animation that they created for the coin flip is your average coin flip when you kind of like balance it on the index finger and just flick it with the nail of your thumb. It's just a lot of movement to adjust the coin and try to flick it from right hand to the left hand. That's why I offer you to master either the fingertip muscle pass, which is kind of difficult. That's why I think you will have more fun either using the fingertip muscle pass or the classic muscle pass that's used in anti-gravity trick. So this is how you perform the muscle pass. First and foremost, you need to accept the fact that probably your hand will be hurting and you need to prepare that you're going to be practicing like 30 minutes, 40 minutes a day, and then eventually your muscle memory will adjust. But the idea is that I use the 50-cent coin, although in the video game, Connor is using a quarter, which is probably impossible unless your hand is very small. You just cannot really perform the muscle pass with such a small coin. Or you can try it with a poker chip instantly, which is probably a very good idea because poker chip has rough edges, but at the same time it won't be hurting your hand. So the idea is that you put the poker chip or put the coin somewhere in the middle of your palm, but shift it a little bit to the right. You need to ensure that the base part of your thumb or this muscle is actually kind of wrapping around that edge, and this is going to be creating enough friction to ensure that the coin or the poker chip is popping off this muscle. And eventually, with some time, same process goes with the coin. You position the coin on the base of your thumb over here like this. You create this friction by popping the coin. You will start with just a simple flip of the coin. That would be enough. That means that you're on the right track. And of course, just don't try too hard. As you can see already, there's a little bit of redness over here, so your hand will be hurting at the start. But I mean, eventually, I would recommend you maybe buying one of these and then just making sure that the fingers, knuckles, and all the muscles on your fingers are strengthened. Obviously, eventually, when you're getting better with the muscle pass, you can start adding a little bit of a wrist motion, because on its own, the muscle pass is not as powerful to propel the coin upwards. So I would suggest you then trying to add this wrist motion, but don't really exaggerate. Don't do this jerking motion with your hand. I think that you will notice the subtlety that it adds, and then you can easily just propel the coin into the air.
Coin transfer.
So now that you learned how to pump the coin, I think it's just fair to assume that you can do this. Alright, you can turn your hand and it looks like you have nothing in your hand. With the right gesture and with the right amount of finesse, you can actually make it look like your hand is empty. Obviously, it's not the most natural position of your hand, but the bigger the coin or the smaller your hand is, you can easily make it look like there's nothing in your hand. So you can use this effect to do something like this. As you're palming the coin like this, obviously you need to, you see, it doesn't fall down. And now you can, for instance, show the audience, look, I have the coin, toss it into your left hand, and look, the coin turned into a ring. So once you turn your hand over, pretend that you're tossing it into your left hand, you can seal in your left hand, and then you slowly open it up, and it turns out that you have a ring in your left hand. And then even with this grip, you can actually grab it like this and show it to the audience from this side. So they shouldn't be seeing this angle, of course, this is exposed angle, but this is going to be very, very believable, very burnable effect with a ring.
Coin roll.
Now, in regards to the other trick, that is the coin roll or Rick roll. I mean, you can obviously form it with any coin too, but the bigger the coin, I think it's a little bit easier. And I would suggest you doing this with a 50 cents coin as well. So the idea is that you need to learn how to balance the coin on your thumb like this. Once you learn that, it is pretty easy then to transfer it onto the index finger, and you're going to be working with your knuckles, right? So they need to be prepared, and you will be trying to clip the coin every single time in between your fingers, right? And it will come with time and practice, and then you need to adjust the coin and push with your index finger so that you can now clip it in between your middle finger and pinky. And then now the same process will be you're pushing the coin with your middle finger and now clipping it in between pinky and your ring finger. And now your pinky is doing a little bit of additional work because it just kind of tries to clip it and pull it underneath. And from here, you can, obviously it's probably complicated when you're doing it for the first time, but there's a lot of practice. Like I'm saying, in 1 week, in 2 weeks, you just come back and try it again and again, and in 1 month you'll be getting some kind of results. It applies to any sleight of hand effect or just a coin trick or whatnot. And then what you do is just transfer it again, and you can continue the process and do the same. And then with time, you can improve and do it faster.
Q&A.
I'm gonna be now going through the comments. Unfortunately, I barely read them because I don't have time. I want to produce more videos and more videos, but I'm always trying to answer the comments to the newer ones. So if you still have some questions left after our previous tutorial and maybe even after this one, I wanted to address the previous comments first. So Bryan Dechart can actually do this. No, he cannot.
In position?
There's a video of him trying to do that but failing, and if he was saying that in his streams, which I'm subscribed to, I'm watching them game together with Milea, where they addressed it as well. They said that it was made in the post, and maybe he was just saying jokingly that he can do that.
The best way I can put it is, I did all of that, but they added the coin later. The coin flip happened, but without a coin.
Is this a quarter or a different coin? No, in fact, a quarter will work, but if your hand is really tiny. For me, I even prefer to use that with a dollar size of a coin, but it's quite rare. Even a 50 cent, I think, is quite rare right now to find in the United States. I'm not sure though. Let me know in the comments if it is the fact. But I'm using 50 cent just because I can actually shoot and project it with the base of my thumb. I gotta say, my whole life I was apparently flipping coins wrong. I always balanced it on my thumb, they'd flip it unusual. Yeah, you see, you need to know the technique, and it's obviously open source. It is very natural. Like, you obviously need to hold the coin in the palm of your hand, but once you grip it properly, you can even turn the hand around, and then it is easy to shoot the coin. I could coin the flip, but it's very hard though. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's actually a very painful process if you weren't really into physical exercise. So there are some hand exercisers that we can recommend, and you can try to improve your hand strength. But once you get it down, it's actually very fun. But look, trust me, it's gonna be falling down. Even for me, sometimes coin falls down quite often, much often than I would expect. 28 stab wounds, yes sir. Human can't, but I have a theory that Android can with the magnetic metals. Then again, I haven't played the game yet, but that's my series so far. You should play the game, it's very fun. I think there is a discount right now. I myself just acquired PS5 recently. I may just go do a cheeky playthrough. Yeah, so you know. Flicking the coin sideways is insanely easy. It is easy depending on the method. Like, you can do that with your index fingers. You will be just jerking the coin from right side to the left side. And catching the coin between the fingers is actually quite difficult, so I'm not trying to replicate it now. It took me about half an hour to actually nail it and get a good catch on video in my previous one. So I would probably just say that you can use muscle pass, but yeah, you can of course flick the coin like this. The guy who played corner can actually do the trick. Now he cannot, unfortunately. He obviously tried but failed, but it's really difficult. You need to put in hours into that. And in fact, they said in one of their videos, I think I had that footage, or maybe I lost it. They retweeted our video as well on their Twitter, and I'm really grateful because it sparked the interest amongst the fans and maybe helped the exposure. So they said that they watched the video and they found it fun. So yeah, probably maybe they tried to learn it, maybe eventually they learn it, but it is quite difficult because even I had to train for weeks before actually trying to get it down before filming the video. I like the coin spinning on his finger the most. Yeah, it's a very interesting trick. Maybe eventually you will learn it on our channel, you never know, but you can subscribe if you want to see more. How do you do that muscle pass thing? Like literally explain that in the video. You need to watch it or watch this video, of course. And Hank probably searched this video. Bryan explained it plainly. I did the trick without a coin and later it was added. And that is actually the most correct way to put it. I wonder if Connor can shoot his coin with the railgun. Finally, I can become CyberLife sent by Connor. Yes, you do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now you can learn additional tricks as well, so that it doesn't look like you're one-trick pony. So you can now do a few coin tricks. And if you're interested, just drop a like and subscribe and let us know in the comments. You also can support us by picking up our merch or our playing cards that look gorgeous as well. The links are in the description as always. I hope you enjoyed this one. Much love. Do popatrzenia.
December boys comme moi.